Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video, and thank you for joining me again today. Today I'm doing a Christmas layout, but I'm not using the Doodlebug collections. I'm using this Berry Christmas collection by Close to My Heart. I do not know if it's available anymore, but I would suggest contacting your local Close to My Heart lady and finding out if she has one or if somebody she knows has one if you are interested in this collection. This is a Workshop Your Way that I had purchased from them, but I am not doing the Workshop Your Way. I did a couple layouts with this collection and just kind of did my own thing. As you can see at the beginning, I'm following a page map sketch for these photos. So this is actually some photos and a sketch that I had put together probably well over a year ago, getting ready to go to a crop. So I would have photos and sketches already picked out to go together. I'm sorry I don't know what month that page map sketch comes from, but it's probably a December one or a January one since it's kind of a Christmassy, snowy one. But I decided I wanted to do these two photos and this is going to be a single page layout. And again, I'm trying to use my stuff. And so I'm trying to not do a white cardstock background. And I actually managed to do it this time, and I really like how this layout came out. So you can see I have the photo. These are two photos of us at the Zoo Lights quite a few years ago. And I'm just trying to layer these pattern papers. I really wanted to use the bear one as the background, which you will see here in just a moment. But I was trying to figure out which ones that could layer on top of that fairly easily. I am going to put the layers together, and there you can see all of it. That bear paper, I really like that bear paper, and I thought it was super cute. And it's quite a busy pattern paper, so the fact that I was able to use it as a background is pretty cool, I think. So I think I did struggle maybe a little bit with the clustering because of the busy background, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm inking on my edges with some gray ink. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I bought this gray, what is it, gray soot, something soot, or let me look here. Hickory smoke, distress ink. And I feel like there's no ink in it. Like I really have to push my blender tool into it. Let me know below if that's normal because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm really not too happy with it. I thought it would, with my Close to My Heart ink, you barely have to dab and you pick up a whole bunch of ink, but this one, it seems harder to get the ink to get from the blender brush. So let me know below if that's common. If, I also bought a re-inker and added ink to it, and I still feel like there's not much ink. So, but this being my first distress ink, let me know if that's normal and I just need to add more or what. So, following this sketch fairly closely, and I added this strip here, and this it's going to get mostly covered up, but I really wanted to use it because if you look closely, it's got like strings of Christmas lights. And since we are at the Zoo Lights, where, obviously it's Christmas lights all over the zoo, but I felt like it really got lost because it's kind of just like a white patterned paper. So I decided I was going to mount it onto this red paper, and I'm trying my best to get it lined up, and I'm trying not to use too much of the paper. I'm going to get it lined up here, and I'm going to trim it down, and it still looks really crooked. You can kind of probably see how crooked it looks there. And I decided to try to cut some with my scissors, but then I thought, why not try my perfect layer ruler? So if you have these, this is just a little tip that you don't have to just use it on for photo borders. You can use it with paper too. So now I did the same size on both sides, and now I have an edged, a patterned, what do you call that? A bordered paper that has the same size on each side. So that's just a little trick for you if you had never thought about using your perfect layer rulers in that kind of a way. So yeah. Now so I added a little ink to the red, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and I did not want it to be the full 12 inches, so I'm going to glue it down with some off of the left hand side. And you can see with this layout that everything is pretty much mostly going to be butted up against the left-hand side. I really like that look. I believe that's what they had in the sketch. Oh, right there, I got to show you. That's my son. When he was that age, he always had that smile where, you know, the one eye closed. I don't know if you guys have any kids or grandkids that used to do that. And it was so cute. I have so many pictures of that smile. It would just make me laugh each time I saw it. So I was just trying to show you guys there. But when I went to put the photos on the layout, I also decided that they kind of needed a little bit of help, you know, standing out a little bit. So I'm taking this cardstock. Now, this is close to my heart, cardstock. I do not know what color, but I bought the pack when I bought the Workshop Your Way. I bought the pack that of cardstock that coordinates with it. So it's one of the colors from this collection. For a while there, I was buying cardstock like this that would coordinate with my Close to My Heart Workshops Your Way, or like the solid patterns from Echo Park. Um, but then I realized I have enough cardstock to use of my own, and I've mentioned this before, so I am not buying any solids. The only thing I'm really buying is petite prints from Doodlebug, but those I don't really consider to be cardstock. So I really want to get some of my cardstock used up, and so therefore I will not be purchasing any for a while. Now I wanted to add a little strip of something. I can't remember if this was on the sketch or not, but I decided to go ahead and use, this also came in with the Workshop Your Way. It's just some glitter trim. I think they call it shimmer trim. So it was silver, and I thought, hey, what a perfect way to use this as, you know, just like a little smaller banner below. So now you can see that most of that strip with the lights gets covered up, which kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Because I'm really happy with how the layout came out. So going to glue down my pictures now, and these are all the ephemera and stickers. So I don't know how Close to My Heart's changed the way they do their Workshops Your Way quite a bit. So it doesn't exactly come like this. They kind of already have the stuff kind of pre-cut and ready for you just to make the layouts. But they used to come like this with a pack of like stickers and some chipboard, like these strings of lights. I really tried to get these strings of lights to work. Now, looking at the video here, I actually really like the way they look. But at the time, it felt too heavy or something. It just wasn't working for me at the time. So they will not make it on the layout, which I really tried, but no, yeah, so they don't make it on there. But this is kind of the way that Close to My Heart used to do um, their Workshops Your Way. So that's kind of makes it a little easier to do it your own thing with it. But anyways, I don't know much about it anymore, so I'm not the one to ask. But I decided to try a few different things. I really liked this card that said, "Let's light it up." So I thought about getting my circle trimmer, and I'm using this little plastic piece that comes with the Creative Memory circle trimmers to kind of see, because where would I put that if I cut it out, because it was a larger saying. But I kind of liked, you know, I was finding that the stickers were very much a mix of things between Christmas and snow and Christmas lights. And so I was just trying to figure out how to make stuff work. I don't think I end up using that piece that I cut. It just didn't stand out enough. And then there was this word Merry, and there's also the word Christmas, but I didn't want to put Merry Christmas on here. That's not what I was really looking for. So that word Merry is going to go there. And I actually really like the way it kind of fits with the one R, what is it, the descender of the R going down below the side of the photos. So I looked back through all the ephemeras and stickers, and I found that raccoon one with the lights, and I thought that was really cute, and that was perfect, and that tree went really well as well. And then I also found these flair. Now, you guys know I don't buy flair anymore because they all rust on me, but these ones, they're kind of a matte finish. They're not shiny. So, I've had them this long and they haven't rusted. So I'm going to assume at this point in time, they're not going to rust. One thing with these, however, is they are very tall. So what I do is I take the metal part off the back. And somebody has told me before, I've had a few comments actually saying that you can paint them with clear nail polish, and that'll stop the rusting. But I figured at this point, if they hadn't rusted yet, they weren't going to. So I didn't bother with that this time. I imagine glossy accents might work as well. So I took out the back and then just add foam tape into the middle, and then it pops it. It doesn't pop it up, it just makes it kind of more level with the page. Be careful if you do try to remove the back, because I've actually stabbed my finger before and that's not fun. So just be really careful. And I've actually bent a needle that I used to use to do that with. And it's funny because when I moved rooms from my desk in the dining room to my own craft room, I have no idea where those needles that I used all the time to poke things, I have no idea where they are. No idea. And I've cleaned my room multiple times. So I don't know. Anyways, I did the same thing with this one on the left-hand side, and I was actually happy to get to use those up because as much as I used to love flare badges, I still like them. They're not my favorite anymore. You know, it's kind of one of those things, you know, how your style changes. And I like the flare badges, but I'm good not having them anymore. But I have those two deer and they looked really cute. I like how they're kind of, you know, wrapped up in ice skates. And I mean, it's super cold when we go to the zoo lights. I live in Oregon, and so it's super cold this time of year. We're lucky if we get to go when it's not raining, but that also means, again, even more cold. Um, so I really liked the way these deer kind of looked, and they have lights around their antlers, I believe, and it was just kind of, they were really fun to put here. The biggest problem with those is that color. It's kind of that yellowish color, which is nowhere else on the layout. But you know what? I decided I didn't care because they fit in this spot really well too, you know, with the one flat there. And then I popped this guy up with some foam tape. And I went ahead and I just went for it. And while I was thinking about it, I figured, you know, I'll just add something. There's yellowish star stickers on the sticker sheet that I can add around. There's more ephemera pieces. So, and if I didn't add it anywhere else, I wasn't going to let it bother me because I really liked them on there. So if there's something that you really like and want to use, do it anyway. Don't worry about the rules. Don't worry about, you know, the color being everywhere. It does end up working out because I had those yellow stars, so I added the yellow stars in the two other clusters, and so that brings that yellow color around to each cluster, and that works out great. But just, I say go for it, use it. I'm super happy that I did. And now these enamel shapes, I believe, I want to say they came in the Workshop Your Way kit as well. I can't imagine, but I don't know if I purchased them separately. But anyways, there's silver and red, I believe. I don't know if there's green, but I decided to add a few of those in each cluster. And I'm going to stamp the date as well. But I felt like it also needed something else. And so I have some stickers that I use a lot for my daily life albums. But then I saw these Christmas ones, and these are by Simple Stories. They're older. I honestly do not know. They're probably a few years old, but they come with one of their Christmas collections, and it's all Christmas sayings. And so I was actually happy to find this. I pulled it out to go along with all the Doodlebug ones. I had pulled this collection out before I pulled out the Doodlebug collections to do, just to get this used up. I think I got it most of the way used up. Unfortunately, I didn't record the other videos. I was busy that weekend and kind of not really paying attention, and I figured I wasn't even going to worry about recording them. So, I don't know if I'll end up sharing them in a layout share or not, but I added those word strips and I felt like that really helped finish it off. And then I decided, of course, I always decide at the end when everything's already glued down, I decided I was going to mount the entire layout, and so I decided to go ahead, and this is also a coordinating cardstock to go with this collection. So I had it. I am going to gut it because even though I have lots of cardstock, I knew I was going to make more layouts with this collection, so I wanted to make sure that I had, you know, more of that red in case I needed it for like a photo mat or something. So I'm going to use my trick of putting Scrappy tape on each of the four sides and only pulling one off until I get it straight. And I'm telling you, if you're new to my channel, this makes lining it up so easy. You can see I have a minute there to line it up, then I push it down, and then I can pull the tape off of all the other sides. That it just makes a huge difference if you're like me and you really want your backgrounds to be straight. And then I am going to cover that up with some washi tape just so when I put it in and out of some page protectors, you know, it doesn't get caught on the other. It also helps hold it on there a little bit. So then I took this glitter brush that I have from scrapbook.com, and I will leave a link to this below, but I went over the stars and I also shook it above the layout to kind of give splatters. I'm sorry I didn't record that part. It was kind of a last minute thought, but you can see some of the splatters in the close-up photos. And so that's another good way to get splatters if you have a glitter brush or a glitter pen like this. It just happened to work out. And I think I learned it by mistake because it was new and so full that I just kind of held it above my layout and some dripped out. So there you can kind of see some of the splatters over there kind of to the right hand side. And I did add some Nuvo drops to different lights and trees and things like that. So that is my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this process video, and I will see you guys next time. Look at that cute smile. Bye everyone.